Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we're going to talk a little bit about the Amx 50B because I just received that replay which is quite awesome, and for once it's in Supremacy game mode, and I thought, as I don't show quite often, or nearly never I should say, any Supremacy game in my channel or on my channel, I'm trying it right now. So we're playing, or I should say we are watching SleepZ playing in her Amx 50B. The main characteristics of that tank being that it's definitely not a newbie friendly tank because you have to play it as a support because of the auto loading mechanism you have, but also the lack of armor. With this tank, your only chance of bouncing anything is probably showing your frontal hull only and hiding all the rest of the tank, which is never gonna happen, trust me. So yeah, with this tank, what is something really interesting and bad at the same time is the reload intra-clip, because when you're playing with the 50B, in order for you to release all your shells, so burst your whole clip, you will have to wait 6 seconds in front of your opponents, because the first shell is not counted in the 3 seconds of reload intra-clip, and the second one and the third one have 3 seconds before being reloaded, which is a total of 6 seconds. And this is something that can be interesting and bad at the same time, because unlike a TVP that can burst all its shells quite fast and it features 4 instead of 3, here, when you are shooting, you gotta make sure that the guy in front of you will not reload before your clip or after you burst your clip, because otherwise you're gonna take the shot. What is the main ability of the 50B? As I told you, it's your ability to burst your shells without taking damage. For example, here SleepZ straight decided to go for HE, and she did for the best, because when you shoot 3 HEs in any tank and you penetrate them, you feature 1.5k damage bursting ability, which is way better than the traditional 1.2k you get using the traditional 120mm gun with AP or a PCR, because here you only have 400 alpha damage. Now, what I want to tell you about the 50B is that it's not a tank that is made for new players. Let me explain. This tank is not meant for new players for 2 reasons. The first one is you have an auto-loading mechanism, so you need to know when to use it, you need to know when you have to burst your shells, when you have to reload regardless of how many shells are still in your magazine, all these kind of thing, plus the lack of armor. Now, what I want you to understand is that this tank is for good players because it's all about positioning yourself the right way. You need to know when to push, who to push, and with who you should push. And this is something not a lot of people are aware how it works. Here SleepZ does it well, because as you can see, she saw that the E100 was pushing through and she decided it's my chance for me to be able to do something else. So there we go in. I hope she's not going to do the mistake of shooting at the E100 and she should shot instead the 704 or the STI. If I was her, I would kill the STI, because if the guy was here at the beginning of the game and not at the end, it probably means that he's going to come back, or he's probably going to reload his game. But going for the 704 is also a right option, simply over the fact that when you are playing against this tank, you gotta kill it as soon as possible, especially if he shots HE, because if it's the case, you're gonna take 1k damage. So there she goes, and unfortunately she took a shot, because as I told you, with this tank you are not made literally to take shots. Luckily for her, she can use the great mobility of the 50B to circle the 704, which allows her to kill him. Now she has only to deal with the STI. She's gonna go for 2 shells, and after she's gonna have to reload. As she's reloading, the best way for her to keep going is going away, running away, or if she wants, she could maybe wait for her reload to kill the STI before running away, but at one point she will have to run away because of the E100. She's perm spotted by the STI, but she also knows that the E100 is a slow tank, which means that the guy is going to take ages to come back. And I like what she's doing right now. As I told you, being a good player is knowing when you have to reload your whole clip, or when you have to reload when you only feature 1 or 2 shells in your clip. Here, she decided to kill the STI and as soon as possible, reload straight away. Why? Because when she's gonna encounter the E100, instead of putting 800 damage, she will be able to feature 1.2k bursting ability. And this is something you wanna have on this game. Luckily for her, the E100 missed her. Gotta be fair, concerning the E100, you don't have the best accuracy, especially in snapshot. So there she went for 2 shots. One shot, sorry. Now she wants to go for other shots, but yeah, she failed that one, trying to sneak a shot in the hole of the Ni 100 that is side scraping, and it's definitely not the best thing to do. You can't penetrate a Ni 100 side scraping, except if you shoot with gold shell on the turret. Now it's gonna be a cat and mouse game because she has the advantage over the mobility. Let's say that the 100 has the advantage of the armor and also the derping ability, but here we have a burst. We have the bursting ability of killing the 100 if we do a right roll, which is gonna be quite hard because yeah, she's a one shot for the 100 if the guy plays correctly. She's trying to cap a base, and I love what she's doing right now. When it comes to supremacy, you have to do that. You need to do it simply because if you don't, you will lose the battle. She took a look at what the score was and she thought, I gotta take that base, which is the only one my enemies took, and she blocked herself. I don't really know why she did that here, why she didn't go for a lot of shots on the 100. If I was her right now, I would reload my whole clip just to be sure to destroy the 100 in one go if I take the shot, because we are close to the 100 not being able to penetrate or maybe fucking up the game. It's totally possible because yeah, maybe she has quite a lot of shells, but here for example she tried to push through. If she didn't push through and reloaded before and after made the 100 bounce, she could have come around him, sorry, and completely destroy the guy. And here you're gonna see Slimzy is kind of gonna fucking up because she takes one shot and she dies because the 100 had the time to reload. As I told you, she should have waited in the back with her 2 shell, reload her whole clip featuring 3 shells, being able to kill the 100 using the 3 shells, and boom, she would have won that game. A little bit of a mistake in the end, but still an amazing replay because 8.8k damage is not something you do quite often. Hopefully you enjoyed, guys. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. Tell me what kind of tank you would like to see on the channel in the comments, and maybe the most liked one will be the next tank I'm gonna feature. And I did not forget, I need to do a review on the Churchill gun carriage. Maybe it's gonna come, maybe not, who knows. You will have the surprise. See ya.